Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive, and I'm Meghna Deka. Well, amid the showdown over survey petitions, a larger debate on the Places of Worship Act, a lower court in Jaunpur has today given a boost to the Hindu side by ordering a survey of the ancient Atala Mosque in Uttar Pradesh's Jaunpur. In fact, on the 16th of December, the lower court will be deciding who will be part of this survey team which is going to be set up. Now remember, a petition was filed by the Swaraj Vahini Association in the court where it contended that the Atala Devi Mandir, which was built allegedly by Hindu king Raja Vijay Chandra in the 13th century, was demolished during the Tughlaq era and a mosque was built over it. In fact, they have pointed towards some of the architectural remnants, as they call it, of lotuses which they say were found on the main dwar along with Urdu calligraphy next to it, to say that the lotuses are symbols of Sanatan, and this is proof, as per the Hindu side, this they say is proof that this used to be the Atala Devi temple at one point, and you can see what they have submitted to the court as evidence for this. Now remember, the Swaraj Vahini in its petition has claimed that Hindus should get their right to pray at this very site. The group has also asserted that even now the temple motifs are present in the mosque of the temple. In fact, the masjid site during the course of the case has also claimed that the property has always been a mosque since its very construction began in 1398 by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Now, with the Muslim community offering prayers at the masjid regularly, but with the lower court now allowing a survey at the Jaunpur site, a larger debate has now erupted over the intention behind such surveys, and floodgates, of course, have now opened after the very controversy which was seen over the survey in Sambhal. But right now, Times Now is going to get you a big breaking news. We have managed to access the one-page handwritten survey report. We are going to get you what really is the Atala survey saying. The first ever access has been done by Times Now of the Atala survey, the first ever survey. What did it say? We'll get you the details. But first up, let's get you some of the reactions coming in.
एक बार फिर से जो हिंदू पक्ष है उसने मांग की थी, और इस मांग को लेकर कोर्ट ने आज क्या कुछ कहा, हमारे साथ हिंदू पक्ष के जो वकील हैं वो खुद हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। आज बहस के दौरान जब कोर्ट कमिश्नर की कार्रवाई को लेकर आप लोगों ने मांग की थी तो कोर्ट ने क्या कहा, क्या दिशा निर्देश दिया है? हमारी तरफ से कोर्ट से पूर्व में एप्लीकेशन दिया जा चुका था पुलिस की फोर्स की उपस्थिति में पैमाइश कराने के संबंध में। माननीय न्यायालय से रिक्वेस्ट की गई थी कि संबंधित पुलिस अधीक्षक जौनपुर को निर्देशित किया जाए कि पुलिस बल पर्याप्त संख्या में उपलब्ध कराएं जिससे पैमाइश की कार्यवाही अमीन महोदय के नेतृत्व में सुचारू रूप से संपादित की जा सके। उसके संबंध में आज माननीय न्यायालय ने सुनवाई किया है और 16 तारीख को अमीन महोदय के संबंध में अग्रिम आदेश करने की बात कही गई, उसके लिए पत्रावली रिजर्व हुई है। इसके साथ ही हमने देखा कि बहस के दौरान एक बात ये उठी कि जब 2 अगस्त को भी कोर्ट कमिश्नर की कार्रवाई जब वहां पर करने गई थी तो कुछ मजमा लग गया, तो उसके बारे में किस तरीके से दिशा निर्देश मिले हैं? उसके संबंध में जो है अमीन महोदय ने अपनी रिपोर्ट न्यायालय को किया था कि मौके पर जाने पर तमाम भीड़ मजमा इकट्ठा हो गया था और लोगों द्वारा ऐसी परिस्थितियां पैदा कर दी गई थी जिससे पैमाइश की कार्रवाई बाधित हो सकती थी और कोई बड़ा घटनाक्रम घट सकता था। इसलिए न्यायालय ने जो है इस मामले की सेंसिटिविटी को समझते हुए इस बात को न्यायालय ने कहा भी कि मामला अत्यंत संवेदनशील है और कोई भी अग्रिम आदेश पूरी न्यायिक प्रक्रिया के मुस्लिम पक्ष कोऑपरेट कर रहा है। मुस्लिम पक्ष की ओर से क्या दलीलें रखी? पक्ष के अधिवक्ता न्यायालय में तो कोऑपरेट करने की बात करते हैं किंतु मौके पर ऐसा परिलक्षित नहीं होता है। काशी, संभल और अब जौनपुर की अटाला मस्जिद को लेकर विवाद बढ़ता जा रहा है। अटाला मस्जिद को लेकर हिंदू और मुस्लिम पक्ष लंबे समय से आमने सामने थे और इन सब के बीच में 10 दिसंबर का दिन इस केस में बेहद महत्वपूर्ण साबित हुआ है। जौनपुर की सिविल जज जूनियर डिवीजन की अदालत हिंदू पक्ष की उस याचिका को स्वीकार कर लिया है जिसमें मस्जिद के अंदर कोर्ट कमिश्नर की कार्रवाई की मांग की गई थी। दरअसल हिंदू पक्ष का ये कहना था कि पिछले दफे यानी 2 अगस्त को भी कोर्ट कमिश्नर की कार्रवाई के लिए टीम गई थी, लेकिन उसे विरोध का सामना करना पड़ा था जिसकी वजह से जो टीम थी वो वापस आ गई। तो ऐसे में फिर से एक बार सर्वे की जो इजाजत दी जाए ताकि जो दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो सके। इसके लिए दोपहर लगभग 2:30 बजे के आसपास कोर्ट में सुनवाई होती है। है और इसके बाद कोर्ट इस बात के लिए राजी हो जाता है कि मस्जिद के अंदर कोर्ट कमिश्नर की कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। इसके साथ ही कोर्ट की ओर से 16 दिसंबर की तारीख तय की जाती है। 16 दिसंबर को यह तय होगा कि मस्जिद के अंदर कौन कौन लोग अंदर जाएंगे, यानी कोर्ट कमिश्नर की टीम में कौन कौन से लोग शामिल होंगे और किस तरीके की जो पुलिस व्यवस्था होगी, जो सुरक्षा व्यवस्था होगी, वो वहां पर मौजूद रहेगी।
Well, with that, Times now has managed to access the first page, one page rather, handwritten report of the Amin who was asked by the court to carry out a survey in Atala Mosque. He went there on July 2024, but what happened there? Well, in his report, which was filed on the 31st of July, the Amin has claimed that when he reached, he saw the entire place was locked up. Let's show you what exactly the report says and show you the excerpts. Right there, you have the report which was submitted to the court by the Amin on the 31st of July. It says that the locks were put on the gates of the disputed site. Goes on to say there was a huge crowd which gathered inside the mosque, and situation was very grim on the day of the survey when he had gone there. Wasn't possible to even conduct the survey. In fact, right after that, the Amin was forced to leave. That on your screens is what the Amin's report to the court has said. Let me go across to Ashutosh. Ashutosh, ये handwritten survey का जो रिपोर्ट है, जो कोर्ट में अभी सबमिटेड है, ये टाइम्स नाउ पे हम दिखा रहे हैं. You've managed to access it for us. But Ashutosh, what is important for us to understand कि जब पहली बार जब सर्वे, और वो भी कोर्ट के आदेश से सर्वे करने गए थे, अमीन को एंटर क्यों नहीं करने दिया? और अगली बार जब कोर्ट एक कमेटी बनाने की बात कर रही है जो 16 दिसंबर में होगा, हाउ विल दे इंश्योर प्रोटेक्शन एंड सिक्योरिटी इस सर्वे टीम को? क्योंकि हमने संभल में भी देखा है क्या हो चुका है.
बिल्कुल, संभल में जिस तरीके से कोर्ट कमिश्नर की कार्रवाई के दौरान जिस तरीके से हंगामा हुआ था, आगजनी की घटनाएं हुई थी, और उसी वही कारण है कि आज जब कोर्ट में आज बहस हो रही थी तो कहीं ना कहीं जो सिविल जज जूनियर डिवीजन थे वो उन्होंने भी इस बात को लेकर दोनों पक्षों से कहा कि शांति व्यवस्था बनाए रखना बेहद जरूरी है. पिछले दफे जब कोर्ट कमिश्नर जब सर्वे की टीम अंदर दाखिल हुई थी 30 जुलाई को, तो उस दौरान भारी संख्या में जो मुस्लिम समाज के लोग थे उन्होंने सर्वे टीम को घेर लिया था और जो मस्जिद के जो चारों गेट थे वहां पर ताला लगा दिया था और जो सर्वे की टीम थी उनको अंदर दाखिल होने से एकदम इनकार कर दिया था. और इसके साथ ही मुस्लिम पक्ष से कोई भी अधिवक्ता और कमेटी के जो लोग थे वो वहां पर नहीं पहुंचे थे, बल्कि भारी भीड़ वहां पे जमा हो गई थी. और इसी बात का जो उल्लेख है, इसी बात की जो रिपोर्ट है, वो अमीन यानी जो सर्वे टीम है उसने कोर्ट के सामने रखी है. और इस बात का हवाला आज जब बहस हो रही थी तो हिंदू पक्ष के जो अधिवक्ता थे, जो वकील थे, उन्होंने कोर्ट के सामने रखी कि देखिए पिछली बार जब कोर्ट कमिश्नर की कार्रवाई हो रही थी, सर्वे की कार्रवाई हो रही थी, तो किस तरीके से भीड़ जमा हो गई थी. और अब अगली बार जब कोर्ट कमिश्नर की कार्रवाई हो तो हमें पर्याप्त सुरक्षा दी जाए ताकि वहां पर किसी तरीके की अप्रिय घटना न हो सके. हालांकि मुस्लिम पक्ष इस बात के लिए राजी था कि वहां पर सर्वे होना चाहिए, लेकिन वो बार बार यही कह रहा था, उसकी ओर से ये कहा जा रहा था कि इस मामले को बेवजह तूल दिया जा रहा है, क्योंकि अभी मेंटेबिलिटी को लेकर इलाहाबाद हाईकोर्ट में पूरे केस को चैलेंज किया गया है. वहां से जब तक कोई डिसीजन नहीं आ जाता है.
बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट जो आपने रेज किया है, देयर इज ऑलरेडी अ पिटिशन फ्रॉम द मस्जिद साइड व्हिच इज पेंडिंग इन द हाई कोर्ट, बट व्हाइल दैट हैपेंस दिस ऑर्डर हैज कम इन फ्रॉम द लोअर कोर्ट, व्हिच इज व्हाई द टाइमिंग एंड द हेस्ट इज बीइंग क्वेश्चन. थैंक यू सो मच Ashutosh ji for getting us this survey report as well as explaining to us the context. So let's quickly take you through some of the cases which are currently in courts which still have their claims. You of course have the Atala Devi Mandir. As per the status right now, the order, the survey has been ordered. There are several such claims which are there. This is just one of them. Remember, there's also the Sambhal Mosque that we have been talking about, which allegedly is the Harihar Mandir as per the claim. Then you also have the Bodhshala Kamal Maula Mosque, which as per claim is the Wag Devi temple as well. Then you have the Shahi Eidgah, which allegedly is also the Krishna Janmabhoomi. That is claim which is still pending. The plea for the survey is still in court. Then of course you have the Gyanvapi complex, which has been called as the Kashi Vishwanath temple claim, and we are still awaiting for an outcome for that to come and a survey to be done in that. Then you have the Agra Masjid claim as well, that Thakur Keshav Dev idols were buried inside the mosque till date. So remember, The reason why all of these claims are now coming out is right after the Ayodhya verdict, there was a deadline which was set that there will be the Place of Worship Act of 1991, which is going to be upheld, which becomes very central to the legal battles which are being fought. But remember, after this verdict, saying that the Places of Worship Act's deadline is going to be honoured, that 15th of August 1947 will be final, you had former Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, who later kept a window open by saying that the 1991 law barred changing the nature of a place of worship, but not ascertaining its religious character. So today, from Kashi to Mathura, from Sambhal to Ajmer Sharif, devotees are demanding what they say their right to pray. So let me go across to our panelists. Joining us today on the show, we have Sharad Trivedi, BJP spokesperson. Advocate Ahmed Ayaz is also joining us, a political analyst. Ahmed Ayaz ji, I'm going to come to you first. What's wrong if there is a survey? Why try to block the survey as the first survey was blocked as well?
No, here it is not a matter of survey only. It's a matter of what's going on. You see, question it is not just one issue of Babri Masjid, which was said to be out of the ambit of the 1991 Religious Places Act. You see, this is now, one after the another. This has been, that after Babri Masjid, it had been Gyanvapi, and then Sambhal, and now it's Jaunpur. I mean, this is a continued process now. It looks something is going on in a planned manner, knowingly that there is a Religious Places Act in place, which was brought.
What do you mean a planned manner? What are you alluding towards? Because they've gone to the courts, as everyone has a constitutional right to go to.
That's okay. I don't say that somebody has no right, but I say why it is being done. Why are people going to the courts on this issue? We stand settled somewhere back in 1990, holding the Religious Places Act, religious places status as in 1947. My point is the way it is going, it's happening. People going to the courts of one after the other. I say that's happening in a planned manner. So I never said that people have
it's
no
a
right.
planned manner. That's interesting. Sharad Trivedi, would you like to come in, even though you have the advocate saying that there seems to be a planned manner? Ahmed Ayaz is not saying it openly, but there are others like Asaduddin Owaisi, others like Akhilesh Yadav, who are saying that BJP is funding this entire conspiracy to dig up mosques. That's what Asaduddin Owaisi, AIM chief, has said. Is that true, Sharad Trivedi? Who's opened this Pandora's box?
I would like to correct that. First of all, this Places of Worship Act is not does not apply on these places which are of historical or archaeological importance, period. So that is not an issue at all. Now the issue is that if a private person files a case in the court, whether it's High Court, Supreme Court or lower court, I don't think we have any law in preventing that from happening. And if an order is passed, the responsibility of the government is to get that order executed. That is a constitutional and legal duty of any government in place to get that order executed. That's exactly what the government of Uttar Pradesh is doing. We have nothing to do with the whatever claim or counterclaim is. And if there is any problem, anybody has any problem against the order, the impugned order that the court has given, he or she can go to a higher court.
Okay.
You can get it quashed, you can get it stayed, you can...
Fair enough. Ahmed Ayaz, 2 points he's made, that these are ASI, some of these are ASI monuments. They don't really fall under Places of Worship Act. So why are you mixing the two of them? And after all, the plaintiffs, the aggrieved, the alleged aggrieved parties have gone to the court. What's wrong in it? Why blame the government?
See, Act is passed in 1991 and it is 2024 today. So how many years in between? If, as I said, that if it is not happening under some plan to see that the internal peace in the country is disturbed, we divide communities on this issue, why it did not happen till such time the BJP was in power? Why people did not go to the courts? Why they did not agitate all these things? Why is it happening now? If somebody says, no, people have a right, they had a right that time also. Why they could not? That time the right was not snatched. Everybody has the right from 1991 to go.
Everyone had the right. Would you like to answer that? Sharad Trivedi, everyone had the right. But since 1991, why has the Pandora's box opened now?
Well, I think my friend should ask the person who's filed the petition. The government has not filed the petition. The party has not filed the petition. And if the people think that the heavens would fall if such an order is passed, I think for 70 years, this Article 370 was in existence, and everybody said that heavens would fall. There is no Article 370 today. Nothing happened. Everybody is happy. We have 1 lakh 25,000 crore people, 1 crore 25,000 people visiting this place, 25 lakh people visiting Kashmir. We have what, 45,000 crore worth of investment coming up, and that too from the Gulf.
Right.
So what is the problem? If a private person wants to make a case, let him do it. You are
It's a private party which has gone. In fact, you have the Masjid Committee who's also saying if this body can be one of the aggrieved parties because it is not a person. Well, those are the claims which have been made by the masjid side. But of course, there are questions which are also being raised about why so prompt with ordering a survey when a plea is still pending in the High Court. Well, these are the questions we'll have to wait and see if we get answers to. Sharad Trivedi ji, thank you so much for joining us. Ahmed Ayaz as well. Pleasure to have you on the show. But we'll have to wait and see how this Pandora's box, now that it's been opened, what happens from here onwards. We're going to be tracking it very closely here on Times Now. For the time being, a short break. Stay tuned.